Hey everyone, welcome to the Depot. My name is Brad and today I am back with another house building video, and as you can probably tell, I'm back in Windenburg. Please don't hate me. I know I said I wouldn't come back for a while, but I accidentally lied, and that's just because this house kind of, when I finished it, looked like it would be perfect for the mid-nowhere lot in Windenburg, just because it has that kind of an outlook to it where it should look at a beach or an ocean, even though I just did a house called Ocean View, but maybe we can just ignore that part. And I will say it is a short video. Actually, I think it might be my shortest video as a whole, just because it is the smallest house I've done. But funnily enough, it is not the least expensive. That one still goes to my 20,000 simoleon build challenge one. This is actually just shy of 50,000, so, which is kind of ridiculous, especially when it's like a one-bed house and it's really, really not that big. But I didn't hold back when it came to like picking objects in here. I didn't really look at the price of them, and there was no like set budget that I had in mind. So please forgive. So this house, like I said, is a one bed, if you didn't catch my complaint in that. It's actually a one bathroom as well, even though it's open plan into the bedroom, so not like a closed off bathroom. So I guess, I don't know what we'd call it, like an open plan bathroom. Is that even a thing? I think so. Well, I just kind of did it, so I'm guessing, and I'm assuming it's been done before like a million times. So anyway, and then a kitchen and a living, and no dining, because there's a breakfast bar and there's not really enough room because, as you can see, it is a small house. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the basic idea was that originally it was like a little cabin or a bungalow that was like derelict and right by the beach, and then someone bought it and transformed it into like, I don't know, like a kind of a bachelor pad, or if you've got like really edgy elderly Sims that are just bugging you and you need to move them out, then I think this would be perfect for them, considering there's literally no upstairs, so they'll be fine. And I don't know, it's got a nice view, and old people like views, I guess. I mean, everyone likes a view. That's kind of like one of the best parts of, like, I was gonna say life, but it really isn't. It's just nice when you like finally get to the top of the hill, you know, that you've been walking up for like 35 minutes, and then it's like, oh hey, this pretty looks. But never mind. Anyway, so as you can see, it is modern. There's only 3 doors as well, and only one of those is an interior door, so that was kind of a shock for me to I don't know, I guess you could say. And lighting wise, it's kind of minimal. I wanted a lot of, obviously not right now, I'm just lighting it up so I can build with my eyes, but it's a very minimally lit house. There's not too much like going on, except for the like bubble blowing area. It's a smoking area technically, but you know, it's The Sims, so it's bubble. But that's got like jar lights hanging down, but that's literally just for aesthetic reasons. It's not really to like light up the house. Everything else is meant to be like minimal and modern and hidden away, even though that's kind of hard. So I decided to choose a white kitchen just because, I don't know, I just figured it looked best. The surround of the door was in that color, and I wanted something, it's like a neutral house, and my thing to bring in color with this one was to basically do it with a lot of clutter items and furniture and wall features, even though I will say there's like hardly any pictures in this house, and that's just because a lot of the walls were covered in windows and like floor to ceiling windows, so it was like I kind of wanted to make the view the picture, if you will. Does that make sense? I kind of hope it does. It does in my head, I guess, but anyway, sorry if you don't get it, but that was kind of what I went for, and that's how I had to introduce color with other things other than pictures and stuff. It was kind of it's a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. But originally I did choose also like a modern sofa, even though, and then I played with these ones and I was just like, I don't know, they create kind of like a warm environment. I think it may be like the scatter cushions on there that just like give a bit more like something to the sofa, but I needed something that wasn't going to be too minimal, because if you remember, my Ocean View build was a fairly neutral house. There wasn't like too much going on in terms of color. It was just a lot of blues, whites, grays, and then like pastel shades. So I kind of wanted to shy away from that, but I didn't really, because it's modern, and I find it quite hard to incorporate a lot of color into a modern house that's not got a lot of children in. So this one, when it's made for a bachelor or an elderly couple, is kind of like a bit difficult, but I think I managed a way around it, and that's kind of where those like skateboards on the wall come in. I know a lot of people use them for children's rooms, which I do as well. But I figured it would be kind of like maybe the person that lives here is into skateboarding or whatever. And as my original idea was kind of like a bachelor pad in a way, but it changed as I built it. I don't know why. In my head, not like in how it looks or anything. But that's kind of where this bubble blower came in as well. Because I figured if you're like, young and stuff and you live in a house like this, you're going to want to entertain all the time, especially if you paid 50,000 simoleons for a 1-bed bungalow. But it's fine. And then also bringing in colour with the rugs, because, and I do play around with them a lot. I think once I finish doing the lights here as well, I come back to them because I was never really happy with how they were on the floor. I wanted the little bean bags to be on top of the rugs, and one of them was always like not, so it kind of bugged me a little bit. So I do apologize for that, but I think I sorted it out in the end, or at least get it pretty close to how I like would have liked it. And yeah, here we go. Going back, I did not lie. I'm kind of indecisive when it comes to The Sims. I really shouldn't be, but I guess that's just me. Is it finished? No. One more fiddle, I guess, and then yay. Now I think just cluttering up the kitchen, just because, you know, it's white and it was a bit like, okay, there's nothing there. And it was quite difficult to clutter because I obviously don't have a lot of space. It's a small kitchen. I don't even know where they're going to prepare it, to be honest with you. I'm hoping they can kind of do it on the corner one, or like, yeah, just like, because, you know, sometimes they just randomly prepare stuff that's like on a shelf or on a counter that's like shelf, oh my god, on a counter that's full of like clutter items, and it just doesn't stop them whatsoever. They just put the salad bowl into the clutter items. So let's just hope that that's what happens this time round. And of course, here's a little bit fiddly because it was just not going where I wanted it to, unfortunately. And the joke of it is, it's only napkins, salt and pepper, and like, you know, little menus, because I think they look a little bit cute, and sometimes in houses that, you know, I'm not saying I've ever been to a house where they've had like menus in their kitchen as a joke, or like as a little, this is what we're going to have for tea, but it just seems kind of very Brie Vanderkamp, if you will. And if you don't know who that is, that's a character from Desperate Housewives who likes to cook. So, yes. And then obviously I was bringing in green because I wanted more colour here, and I kind of wanted to, it's my most cluttered up coffee table, and I say that like it's an achievement when there's like 4 items on it. So it's really not, but at the same time, I don't know, I usually only do 1 or 2 items on a coffee table, so it was nice to try something different. And here we are at the front balcony, if you will. It's literally just an outside sitting area that I wanted to be kind of private and not able to be accessed unless you were like inside the house. So yes, and originally it was meant to be about 2 or 3 like notches higher with the foundation, but unfortunately we still cannot place diagonal stairs, so that put a crimp in that plan, and it's only like 1 notch high, so that I didn't need stairs, so the Sims can still get inside. So maybe on an update I'll come back and change it for you guys, but I don't think we're going to get diagonal stairs ever. Maybe in The Sims 5, who knows. But like, let's not waste, like, what's the word, wish away like the next like 3 years, because I mean Cats and Dogs is coming and I'm hella excited for that. So here we go, and I'm hoping you can tell by the pillars here that that's the ensuite section right off there. Oh yeah, and then the room divider, or the floor divider, I don't know what you'd call it. A room divider is one of those ones that you pull open, if I'm correct. Yeah, sorry. So I chose a grey and basically whites and blues for the bedroom because I wanted it to be kind of young, which maybe you want to change it if you move an elderly couple in, but they could be, like I said, like an edgy one, you know? One of those like, I'm not old, I'm young. So anyway, I chose a grey wood here, mostly with the blue, because I actually really like it as a colour, and I haven't really used it as a room thing since my very first video, which was my executive family mansion. So it was quite nice to use it again, because this was kind of a difficult room. Originally I went for a black, and there was no like wardrobe or drawers that came in like a black that looked nice, so only the fitted wardrobe, but of course I couldn't put it in because it's stuck out the side of the house, and I couldn't add on another piece because it was like, it would have just like ruined the aesthetic of the outside. So I am sorry, but this is, I'm happy with how it turned out anyway. Like, it's just a standard room really, and I did use something in it that I never have before, which is the, what do they call, like the ottomans, I guess you'd call them, even though I personally think of an ottoman as something that you can put storage in. I mean, not just like a little footstool, not a footstool, like a bench almost. But yeah, what else? Maybe I'll mention that when we get to it as opposed to now. But yeah, doing the lights, which I think I took from my large modern dormer build. Yeah, if I'm correct. I did it in all the bedrooms in there because I had to use a lot of square windows. I just think it makes them look a little bit more dressed up and a bit different to the ones that are in the living room that next to this like skateboards, if you remember. So obviously I didn't really know what I could put above the bed because it's kind of offset. There's only one bedside, so I decided to use the basketball jerseys. I was going to offend so many people if I did not get that right. So a heads up, I am sorry if I don't follow basketball, so I don't really know the correct terms, and I just automatically assume it's baseball because that's the first B sport that comes into my head. Sorry. Oh, and I do cover those lights up because they're just there to light up the ensuite, because unfortunately, like I did say, I wanted it to be a minimally lit house, and once the bath goes in, you'll see that there's already a drop down light, and there's obviously no room for any more wall lights in the ensuite, so I did have to hide them behind, and then that's just there to like make it look a little bit more lived in, because, you know, nothing, it's meant to be minimal, but it's also meant to be fun, if you know what I mean, because it's a young person's house or happy old people, I don't know. And the bath here, and I kind of wanted to create like a picture window as well by here in this corner, because as you can see just right there maybe, or when you download the house if you want to, I don't know, that this bath overlooks like literally like a seascape image in the corner of the plot. And what's nice about that is I didn't even plan it, it just kind of happened. So unfortunately we are coming to the end of the video. If you would like to download the house, it is on the gallery under my name, The Sim Depot. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed. Maybe give the video a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. But until next time guys, a massive thank you and goodbye.